What's up, YouTube? It's time for another music pickups video. Tonight I'll cover the pickups I had for the month of pretty much May 2015, a little bit into June as well. So, mix of CDs, 7-inch vinyl, and full-length vinyl. So we'll go ahead and get started. The very first thing I picked up is a classic EP by Dinosaur Jr. It's called Whatever's Cool With Me, and pretty good selection on this one. I can't remember which track number it is. It's like 3, 4, or 5, but one of those is a really great song. There is a funny little disclaimer here for anybody back in the day that thought this was a new album by Dinosaur Jr., that this is only an EP, so don't be fooled. Also has some live versions of a couple of their classic songs like Thumb and Keep the Gloves, so pretty cool stuff. Next thing I got is an album I would have preferred to have on vinyl, but it's a little difficult to find, and even the CDs kind of difficult to find as well. But this is, I believe, the third album by EPMD, and it sticks with their theme of including business in all their album titles. So this is their album Business As Usual. This album is probably best known for the song Gold Digger, and it is a hip-hop classic, of course. Still think it's very timely today if you haven't heard that song, but definitely a good one. And this one, I would say, of their early albums, this is where the production got a little bit more serious and less fun. So it's not as good as, their first couple albums, but it's still worth a listen. And I got this very cheap, so I was happy to find it. The next one I got is the new reunion album from a band I've been hooked on for the last few months called Swervedriver. And I actually started by buying some of their older stuff first, but I did listen to this one and I really like it. It is called I Wasn't Born to Lose You. And you would be easily mistaken if you thought this album was released in about 1995, because that's really what it sounds like. It's not a very modern sounding album in any way. It sounds very much like a throwback, which I'm okay with. It fits right in with all their classic catalog. So happy to see this band back. They are UK based, but they do tour the US quite often. Unfortunately, I missed their date in St. Louis recently, but I would definitely like to check them out if they came back to town. So definitely still hooked on Swervedriver and recommend you check this band out. Sticking with the Dinosaur Jr. type stuff, I got the solo album by J Mascis and The Fog, and this is, I think it's the second solo album, so it's called More Light. The reason I really like this one is it features Robert Pollard of Guided by Voices on about 3 tracks, so that's a nice little bonus, being that I'm a huge Guided by Voices fan. Yeah, this is good stuff. I think this fits right in with the classic Dinosaur Jr. albums. I mean, really, there's no decline in quality with this being called a solo album. It sounds like a full band production, and it's definitely good stuff. This album is from, I believe, like 2000? Yeah, so good stuff. I think he made one more album with The Fog after this one, and then that was about it. So he's still making solo albums today, along with the Dinosaur Jr. output. So there's a lot of stuff to check out in that catalog. The last CD I got for the month was actually a CD box set, and I've been looking for this for a long-ass time. This is the box set by The Zombies, and it's called Zombie Heaven. This has been out of print for a really long time, and it has a great selection of their material. Really, it's the only thing you need to own because it's so comprehensive. It has all their early singles, stuff like Tell Her No and She's Not There, which everybody knows, but also a lot of the cool stuff that they messed around with in the studio during that era. The second disc is their all-time classic album, Odyssey and Oracle, complete. It's not chopped down or anything for the box. And then it also has the Lost album, which was recently re-released on vinyl as RIP for Record Store Day this year. Pretty good stuff, and it was never officially released back in the day. There's also some additional studio demos included on disc 3, and then disc 4 compiles their live on the BBC performances. The other thing I'll say about this box is the paper on the inside is incredibly high quality. You can probably see the reflection on that. But yeah, they really pumped some money into building this box. It's super high quality. I wasn't expecting that when I got it because it was shrink wrapped, and so once I opened it up, I was like, wow, this is top notch. I can see why if they couldn't make a business case for making more of them, because it would cost so much to reproduce this. But very, very cool box set, and happy to add this to the collection. Next we'll get into some vinyl, and I didn't really buy a whole lot this month, but I wanted to make a video just to kind of do a clearinghouse so I can get ready for the next month. So the first thing I got was a 7-inch single by Meat Bodies, which is a band that has only been around for the last couple of years. All their singles pretty much go in and out of print instantly, so I was happy to get this new old stock at a record store. It has one of my favorite Meat Bodies songs on it called Wahoo, and actually the single version on this is completely different than the one on the album, so it makes it even more worth owning. But the B-side on this is quite good too, and definitely good stuff. Another band I talk about all the time in my videos, it seems like lately, is Love is Laughter, and they are a band that has been around since the 90s, yet they are still releasing things today. This is their brand new 7-inch single called Lazy Soldier, and it's good stuff. It came on colored vinyl, and really looks nice. Let's see if I can get that open for you. And of course the sleeve's going to be a pain, sorry. Oh, it's upside down. Okay, here we go. So yeah, nice red colored vinyl. Actually ordered that directly from the band, and it came in the mail today, so I thought that would be a good reason to make the video now. Speaking of Love is Laughter, I also got one of their early singles. This one is from 1996, and this is for their song I'm a Bee, which is a really great classic from back in the day. It's actually a different version of I'm a Bee as well. It's not the one that I'm used to on their album from that era. And has quite a few B-sides on this one. Most of these are kind of just rough demos, but this was one of their earliest singles, I think maybe their second or third single, so very happy to pick this up, and it was a nice cheap find. This next pickup is a thing that I am most happy about getting this month. I didn't even realize this existed on vinyl. I've owned this on CD for probably 15 years, but I am pumped that I got this in the mail. This actually came from Germany because this was not released in the United States on vinyl. This is, and it's a little hard to read the text, this is a single by The Breeders, and it is known as the Safari EP. It has 4 tracks on it, and it was released in between their very first album, Pod, and then their big breakout smash album called Last Splash. So a lot of people don't really know this one. I think this one goes way under the radar. And as far as Breeders' band lineups, they were in an interesting state when this was produced. It has the drummer from their very first album, not the one that was on their big hit album. And Britt Walford was his name. He was also in the band Slint. And also has the first appearance of Kelly Deal, which is Kim Deal, the band's leader's twin sister. So Kelly Deal had just joined the band at this point. She was actually just learning how to play guitar. She didn't even know how to play guitar when she joined the band. But yeah, so it has Kim Deal, Kelly Deal, Britt Walford. It has Josephine Wiggs, who was the bassist on the first and second album. But it also has Tanya Donnelly still in the band, who left the band very shortly after this was released, and she went on to form the band Belly. So in a way, it's kind of a super group of sorts, except nobody really knows about this record. The other thing I'll say about this is all 4 tracks on this are awesome. The lead track is Safari, and it's actually the third track on the EP, but it's the title track, and it is just a monster. I heard it live when they played a couple years ago, and it holds up just as well live, but if you are just a dabbling Breeders fan and you don't know that song, check it out right now. It's just fantastic. Breeders at their most rocking, for sure. The other stuff on this are another unique song that is on this EP. There's an early version of Do You Love Me Now, which I actually like better than the album version that's on their next album, Last Splash. And then the final track on this is a cover of The Who's great song called So Sad About Us, and they did a nice take on that too. But yeah, I was super pumped to find this on vinyl. I really am trying to collect all the Breeders stuff on vinyl. They have so many great EPs and singles that have songs that would have fit right in on albums and probably would have been much bigger if it wasn't for things like this. So neat to track this stuff down, but definitely a little bit obscure. So anyway, enough about that, but I'm super pumped about it, as you can tell. The last thing I got this month, I actually haven't listened to yet, but I know I will like this because I love pretty much everything this band puts out. And this is the brand new album by the OCs, and this is their new album called Mutilator Defeated at Last. So you're looking at this right now and you're saying, man, you really abused that for a brand new album. What did you do to it with all that ring wear? Well, it's actually intentional ring wear from the band. It's just a creative sleeve that looks like a very weathered vinyl copy, which I thought was kind of cool. Also has this very neat artwork on the very bottom of it. So I love this album cover. I think they always come up with some very creative album covers, and this fits right in with that. So yeah, very nice to have this. Let me also show you the vinyl, because I purchased the colored vinyl edition straight from the band. Give me a second to get that out of the sleeve, because it is very cool looking. It's this orange and white splatter vinyl. So very nice package on this one. And I'm sure I'll love this album just as much as all the other OC stuff. This is actually a new lineup for the band. They are now somewhat of a 3-piece live, and traditionally they were a 4 or 5-piece. So yeah, new start for the band, and hopefully some good stuff on this album. So all right, so that about does it for this month. Please take a moment, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. You can link me to your own pickups video in the comments if you made one this month. And have a great day or night wherever you are. I'll talk to you soon.